The time is 11:19 a.m., December 19th, 2024. Okay, at this time stated in the intro, I am now clear to testify to events inside of 1509, their terrorist violent crimes that occurred before and after the Amazon grocery delivery, which involved my testimony to Paul Simon, because of the fact that after I uploaded my thoughts about Paul Simon and his documentary he filmed, I was hit with drastic, incredibly strong, poisonous gas. That gas was pumped into this property of 1509 right before they texted me, the Amazon company, that the groceries were delivered and dropped on the porch of 1509. Okay, so I, through last night's documents, have noted the date and time of those events. All right, so that's the timeline I'm going to testify to now. Within an hour before the Amazon delivery had delivered the groceries, they began to engage in terrorism coming from the property of 1507 and from the property of 1511. The actions that I witnessed were taking place from both sides of this property of 1509. They were engaged in terrorism at the same time. It was all going all at one time on both ends of the house. It was coming from the house of 1507. I witnessed it in the hallway when I stood there, and I witnessed it in my main room when I was in here. They were shooting and propelling objects like I have reported. This went on until about 2 hours after the grocery drop, the hard objects. So I have covered what that is like. Okay, so that was going on. They were also cranking. It's a very, very loud cranking. We'll talk about the details to that later. They were cranking from where my cat box is and where that window is where I report there's the manufactured chemical stenches that stink up that side of my room. They had some sort of apparatus, and it sounded like a very loud cranking noise. This cranking would go sporadically. It would make the cranking noise for a good 15 seconds and then stop. So that's the sporadic on-off cranking sound by the cat box in my room coming from 1507. This cranking also occurred in my bathroom. The cranking was really, really interesting in there. It was like a okay, I'm at a loss of words, so I have my one ear plugged to do this the best I can in this shithole city. It was mixed in. So mixed in with the cranking coming from 1507, the same type of pace and sporadic pace of the cranking I just described, they were also doing it in the bathroom. It would take different turns. So let's say there's cranking in the main room coming from 1507. So then like a minute later, you'd go out in the hallway and you see them cranking in the bathroom, okay? So then maybe they were cranking in here, but I can't be two places at once. I know that they were cranking everywhere. It seemed like to me, but this is what I witnessed. I can't be in two rooms at once as much as I wish I could be. Then I'd go into the hallway and they'd be cranking in the bathroom. Once I went in there, I had to walk in there. That's what I witnessed. I did. I walked in and the cranking started. So maybe they were doing it, but you got the picture, okay? Once I walked in, I definitely witnessed them doing it. I was about 4 feet from my toilet. They were cranking right by the floor of 1507 and my bathroom, right by the base of the toilet. The cranking was mixed with this. I can't find a word to describe it, so I'm going to do it the best I can with sound like this. Do, 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 do. Okay, like this thumping machine shit. And it was going do, 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 do on my damn wall. And it was fast, so it had to be some sort of gadget. That would go with the cranking. Cranking, loud cranking. Then the cranking would just be cranking itself, and then the shit would come back. That was like set, stationed, operating, full speed ahead by my toilet. And then you would stand in the hallway and they'd be shooting those balls all the way underneath my feet. Shooting them right into my room from 1507 from the hallway where my stairs are. Along with that area with the balls shooting, propelling under the floor, they were cranking there too. Crank, 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 crank. Just take a cranking, a really loud cranking sound. Okay, we'll get to the details of that later. Cranking metal sound. Oh yes, sir. So there was multiple noises going on the 1507 side from outside of my bedroom. Now, when you're in my main room, it was just cranking, going off, but it's all coming from 1507. Okay. There was a lot more other events I witnessed outside of this parameter of 1507 last night, but I got to skip it because I got to stay focused to just the shit that's relevant to what I'm talking about. So during that cranking, shit that was going on there, and the propelling balls going on the other side of 1507, they were cranking over here on 1511. So that was cranking going off, and the cranking was going off by my radiator of 1511. All this cranking. And that was going on in my extra room by the radiator, by the base of the floor. So we're talking about this area, this parameter of the house. That's why I'm not going to get distracted with anything else. It was going off 360, okay? Oh yeah, but I got to keep it focused so people can understand. It makes it more clear. We'll do the other ones that I witnessed last night, other places, things later. I witnessed it all over the place in here. All right, this is all before lovely Amazon came with their lovely groceries. Okay, and I was like ordered from God in my terms of speech to contact Paul Simon. So I know it's goofy, but that's what I on paper did last night. Facts on paper. So, okay. The cranking continued in the extra room by the radiator, and they were shooting balls and cranking all the way in from 1507 by my mini fridge, and cranking and shooting balls in from 1511 from that closet area of mine where I say they operate with that wooden food pantry that I've filmed. It's all coming from the base of the floor. So they're going fucking loco in here. And then right before, and that's not all that happened, but we're going to keep it to this thing right now. And then right before the groceries, presto, I got hit with so much wicked fucking poison. I'll never forget it. And it was right after I'd uploaded my message to Paul Simon. Okay, that's my own thing, but it's just the actions and facts on paper of what happened in here. So after I uploaded my Paul Simon video, I was fucking poisoned so bad. Oh my God, I was scared. It is so horrible. All right, and then I had to, no matter what, I had to collect myself and go get all these groceries off the porch. But I don't have a choice, and that's when I got to go. It was when I go, and they had just done all this shit, and I couldn't wait. I couldn't go now, pronto. So I did, okay? And I drug it all back up here, and I put it all away. I had no choice. It's not that I want to brag. It's not bragging. I'm grateful to God I have the strength. Yeah, it's cool that I have the strength, but I don't want to do it. Sometimes you just want to just rest. You just were poisoned. Here we go. Their mufflers are revving. I can't make any statements on the city or their towns people. I'm not allowed to talk about this city. All right, so I really did. I had been so gruesomely, brutally poisoned. I really just wanted to sit in my chair and leave the groceries there for at least 10 minutes. I didn't. I couldn't. So I go down there into this horrible, scary place. And I can't talk about anything I witnessed really on the first floor. It's been like all caps, stay out of that. Witnessing, keep that first floor, please keep that off the internet. Keep the staircase off the internet. That's where I'm going to stop because my ears plugged and we got townspeople that I can't talk about coming on my video with their loud cars and mufflers, and it's just too much. But I'm glad I could get the cranking and the poisoning at least reported. There was massive things going on here. Besides that, I'm cleared to report, but I'm going to take a break because unlike last night, I'm sorry if I ramble. Unlike last night where I couldn't, I had to go back to back, bang, 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 bam, bam. I couldn't stop. I couldn't recuperate from the poisoning. I had to literally stay on my feet and go down there and wrap this up. Okay? That's how horrible it can be in here. But today I can recuperate from the poisoning that they laid on me this morning. Okay? I can recuperate from having to testify to the cranking and collect myself here. I don't have to come back right away with a video in 1 minute and bang, bang, bam, bam. Keep bashing it out. I will, if I feel like it, talk about the rest. It's a lot of the things that I can never talk about, but I can, so I might, or I can just if you know, I am rambling now. Hold on, it's more mufflers. If I can, I'd like to take like a week off, you know? I don't forget it. I don't forget last night and all the shit they were doing. I'd like to take a week off and then go ahead and make videos about it. So if I can, I think I'm going to. That's honestly where my head is at. And if I can, I'd rather just make videos and chat with Paul Simon and Ozzy Osbourne. As goofy as it is, I'd rather do something like that. Oh, yeah, man. And chat about Southern food and Italian food. I think you understand where my head is at. I am really exhausted with this. Okay, but I'm going to unplug my ear. I'm going to upload this. I'm going to title it Combat. You're cranking and propelling hard objects, and that's combat. Especially with everything else I witnessed that was going on in here. That's certifiably combat. Before I go, I do need to mention I heard people going down. I heard them going down on the edge of 1511, floor 1. And I heard them go down on floor 3 by 1507. Okay, so that's the stuff I want to include. But honestly, I need a break. I feel like I'm maxing myself out. I think the world has a clear enough picture of how brutal that was. And I had to go get my groceries in that. But I think you'll understand why I had to go back to back, bam, bam, go get them now. Yep. Okay, so that's that. And I'm going to go. Bye.